Alright, hello and welcome back to Deus Ex. Tonight we'll be continuing where we left off. Right where we left off in Paris, the City of Lights. Oh, that's right. I brought one of these to enhance my vision.
Looks like a chance to take out a team of MJ-12 troopers, but use your head. We don't want the hostages getting caught in the crossfire.
Alright.
I think we've got a bogey. Closer.
See. Well, that was embarrassing.
Looks like a chance to take out a team of MJ-12 troopers, but use your head. We don't want the hostages getting caught in the crossfire.
I've got this here.
Oops, I wasn't expecting that. The only issue with using the crate for vision is that...
Looks like a chance to take out a team of MJ-12 troopers, but use your head. We don't want the hostages getting caught in the crossfire.
Sonics are spiking. I'll do a check.
There we are, biocell obtained. Technically speaking, the non-lethal takedowns are a lot quieter than the lethal ones, so even if you're not specifically doing a stealth or ghost run, it's usually still in your best interest to try and keep everything on top of it. Oh crap, that's a TNT box. Must be really far away if you didn't hear that. Or the one that's down here is the one I just killed, which is also possible.
Another World War II bunker. No sign of MJ-12. Maybe it's vacant.
That would be nice.
Get out. I was here first.
Sorry, just looking around. Aren't you afraid of the commandos?
They better not come back here. I am not moving again.
Right. You tell them that.
At least I get away with something. Want a medkit? I stole 3. Or what about those poison darts? 600 for a medkit, 200 for the darts. They moved me out to make room for military supplies.
Oh, nice.
I'll take the darts for 200.
Good deal.
I guess I'm full up on med kits, so I can't take any more. Well, this being a vacant one, at least, it's not a big deal. I'm typically leaving the alcohol because while it can heal me, it also blurs my vision for a very annoying length of time. The poison darts are nice to have a ranged knockout option, but the problem is, well, you saw. It just makes enemies run around for 5 minutes, tripping every single alarm that they have in the area, and that's hardly stealthy, even though it's clearly intended for stealth runs, because, like I said, it's quieter to knock out a target. So one commando. It can't be. Has to be another here somewhere.
Jock's picking up heat signatures of what look like troops. The MJ-12 bunker must be nearby.
Oh, that was the fire thing. I thought I was attacked.
Sergeant, is that you? I've got a bogey, no ID.
Soy food and a lamb.
Sergeant, is that you? That is dead. Remember the boot.
Now why would you put that right next to one of these? This is actually quite easy to get around. I could try and destroy that with my Gep gun rocket. Eight shots. Do I really want to eat one on that, though? Well, that's one problem fixed. Actually, augmentation, deactivate, activate the heal. There we are. That's right, repair bots actually repair bots. Isn't that something? Multi-tool, that's at least one refund on the one I spent to get here. HE ammo. Well, that was actually a rather useful excursion, I'd say, or expedition. There's a staircase here, but it leads to nowhere. Can't pick up and throw the burning barrels without the augmentation. MJ-12 troopers. Guess I have no choice.
Sonics are spiking. Illusion.
Yeah. Eight. He's miles away by now. Oh wow.
He's gone, not our problem.
Those guys are blockaded there. They're trying to go back.
Somebody.
Bandit. He's close. Target locked. Attempting to reacquire.
Let's finish him off.
Wow, they
Gotcha.
oops. I probably should have just fired my rocket into those guys. Oh, please don't tell me I have to do all this again. But I do, don't I? Oh no, that's all done. So yeah, I can just come back here if I ever need healing. Oh.
Locked and on.
Ah, there's a secret wall there. That didn't go as well as I was hoping.
Gotta get an ID.
Yeah, I can take out like half those guys right now, right then and there if I reload it. Alright, let's do this then. I know I'm not supposed to be using my heavy weapons on people since I...
ACM. Terminating. Running search pattern. Locked on. You're asleep.
Damn it, I thought that thing
sector's still
reloaded. Now part of it's because I haven't invested in heavy weapons, so the reload time is like 20 minutes. So, if you don't mind me exaggerating for comedic effect.
Very close. ACM. Terminating now.
That didn't work out.
Very close. ACM.
Watch yourself. This one's some kind of mech.
I don't want to waste my rockets. I only have so many of these. Alright, let's see if I can get this done here.
ACM. Terminating now. ACM.
Oh, come on, you...
That's him.
Oh, what the... It went to chat mode for some silly reason. This game actually does have multiplayer, but, let's just say there's a good reason the single player is what's known about it. And I'm sure that's not intent as an insult to the game itself. In fact, the creators themselves say they've only added it because it felt like it was a necessary thing for the time.
Target locked. Target locked.
Come on! Damn it! Come on, I know I can do this. I want to make this big slash them one at a time as they come out. But for some reason they all just... I was hoping to get them gathered up on each other again like that. Well, not helping is I insist on having the lights off, but that's because I don't want them to see it.
ACM. Terminating now.
Damn it!
Let's do a scan.
It's kind of neat how they all have dialogue on killing you. That's a pretty nice touch. I don't know why I keep insisting on not using the light when I obviously can't see. The fact I have no vision is a major reason I keep getting myself killed. I just hate how enemies see it easily.
Locked on. Fight. Attempting to reacquire.
Let's finish him off. Check your 6. He could be anywhere. Aim for the head.
He set his own guy on fire. There's a better way to do this, I'm sure. I didn't even realize there was ammo packs here. Flare darts. Lockpicks. Excellent. Now we're gonna go and save real quick here, just because I got some new items.
This one's some kind of... That's one down. Check the area.
Target locked.
Watch it. He hasn't gone far. Aim for the head.
Target locked.
Watch yourself. This one's some kind of mech. That's one down. Check the area.
That's a big group of enemies. Actually, what am I doing? If I'm gonna be doing this... I'm gonna be blowing them to smithereens. I should be at least be using an item that's actually designed for that.
Watch it. He hasn't gone far. He's still in the area. That's the one.
Oh, damn it. I can out-heal the fire, it looks like. But that wasted too many lambs.
still in the area. Watch yourself.
Well, I blew most of them up, but that took 2 rockets.
MJ-12 squads have set up a base camp in this old World War II bunker. This is probably where you'll find the hostages.
Okay, good. I can out-heal the fire with this level. There we are. Recharge. I probably didn't need to go through all that, but... I probably could have blown them all up now that I think about it, but I guess it's not a big deal. Where's the exit here? Here we are. And of course the one with the flamethrower, the one I wanted to kill with the rocket, didn't die. Ah, we know what we need to do here. There we are. I could probably safely keep my flashlight on in here because,
'Bandit. He's close. Target locked.
pretty sure that was the last of them in here. Gauge shells. Oh, there's a way you can get through here if you don't want to do combat. Keep burning myself on these. How silly of me. Data cube. Upon arrival in Paris, you are to face with Inspector Gabble of the Metropolitan Police. You're operating for the duration of this mission. Aid Gabble in any way possible. All in finding either silhouette of the Illuminati. Let me just do the augmentation here while I read this. Second priority is acquisition of any information regarding the whereabouts of Morgan Everett, Tracer Tong, Alex Jacobson, or J.C. Dendon. Any such information is to be sent Walter Simons directly and immediately. We have reason to believe Denton may be traveling to Paris and attempt to ally himself with the surviving Illuminati, a situation that must be prevented at any cost. Aston Greer. Sniper rifle's good of going rifle, but I am not. Broad chargers, nice. Should probably turn off this AUG if I'm going to be doing this. Alright, let's go ahead and hack this thing. I don't need to upgrade computers anymore since that just gives me more time while hacking to do stuff, so enemies. I destroyed all of them, it seems. Well, I'm free to use my augmentations here. Multi-tool. That's just paper from the trash can I obliterated. Regular darts. But I may just... Actually, let me check my skills here. Can I upgrade pistols anymore? Yes, I can, actually. Might as well just so I have a ranged option. Yeah, as nice as master computers can be, I don't need to hack that much, so let's go with some more pistol power. Bioelectrics. Yeah, the woman in black had a dragon's tooth sword, so I really am glad I got her while she was triggering the alarm. If I had to fight her in the old-fashioned way, that would probably be way worse. I think that's where I need to go, but I'm gonna go and save real quick. Oh, this is the top of the stairs where that guy was. Interesting. Which also implies I took out all the enemies that were up here since they all came tumbling down to attack me. Hmm.
We have to get moving.
Keep a lookout. Let's go.
They were all locked in this bunker the entire time. Well, they seem to know the way out. Ah, there we are. Alright, I'll have to remember that, but first I need to regenerate my, health, my, bioelectric energy here. Recharge me, please. Thank you. Here it is. The exit. Oopsie. Turns out fire is hot. Who'd have thought?
This passage goes to the sewers. If you don't mind the sludge, you'll be able to get around the city without a
I'll have to remember this area then.
The old catacombs exit is at the end of this passage, but it's been closed off for years due to cave-ins.
Alright, in order to get that lamb, I need to be very careful. There we are. Guess I should have followed the hostages. Oh well. Police raid catacombs. Earlier today, police raided the catacombs, entering through Dinfor. Let's see here. Bar for being a homeless group of reactionary silhouettes. I think I'm progressing a bit further than I should.
I just learned that Nicolette is often seen at Club La Porte de l'Enfer in the Champs-Élysées. Follow these tunnels to that part of Paris. It's our only lead.
I should probably head back to... Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, that was where I was supposed to go later. I just got turned around somehow.
Okay, so you want to buy something?
Sorry.
This was a vacant bunker, I see. I really need to keep... Here we are.
They're back. Silhouette may yet survive. We made it!
Thank you, sir. I owe you my life.
Thank you for saving our comrades.
You're a brave man. Merci, merci. Thank you, sir.
Now we have a chance.
It's hard to see anything in here.
We are grateful.
We salute your courage.
They were going to execute us.
We are grateful. You did it!
We will not get caught by surprise again.
Well, I certainly hope not.
I can't find the words. All I can say is thank you.
Girl one.
We will not get caught by surprise again.
You're a brave man.
I will get revenge.
Revenge.
I freed the hostages.
Here we are.
Wonderful. Where are they?
Both of them made it to the hideout safely. I made sure of it.
Excellent. I cannot believe our good fortune. Now, you wanted to contact Nicolette?
I hear she hangs out in a place called Club La Porte de l'Enfer.
Yes, in the Champs-Élysées. You will have to take the sewers underneath the roadblocks, though. Travel at night is forbidden.
I was just over that way. I should be able to find my way back.
Nicolette has been someone mysterious about our reasons for supporting us. I do not pretend to understand her.
Well, let's save now that we've gotten our rewards and all that. Book. Richard III by William Shakespeare. Yeah, they don't have much, so I don't want to be taking their food and wine.
Now it is time to regroup.
We salute your courage.
Silhouette may yet survive.
Straight across. Yeah, this isn't where I want to be. Ah, here we are. Time for us to pick up our trusty buddy. To allow us to see in here. Shouldn't be any more enemies in this area at the very least. Here. These proper lights. What's in here? Alright, sewers mean swimming. And because it's so wide open, my flashlight isn't of much help, darn it.
These sewers can take you anywhere in the Champs-Élysées where you will find the club. I just got an unexpected message from Jaime Reyes. He's at a cafe and wants to see you. He says it's urgent. The cafe address is number 19. Above, I'm showing MJ-12 troops and the Paris police. Also some bots. The police won't bother you, but stay away from the troopers.
That's a bot I don't want to mess with. I forgot to turn off my combat strength. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh well, that's everyone in this area. Well, that's this area cleaned out at the very least. And it seems Reyes has survived.
Not sure what you might find in these buildings, but if you break and enter, be prepared to deal with the Paris police.
Public access. JC Denton wanted. Read me. Icarus found you.
Clear the streets.
This.
If you want a job, talk to Christy.
Number 19. This is the place.
Ah, the Paris US nightlife. Have a taste of wine for me, JC.
If you have a request, talk to my assistant Raymond. He always seems to be looking for something to do.
Alright, that's a recipe book. Let's go ahead and save here now that we've gotten good. Oh, he's not looking.
What would you like? Everything 10 credits.
At least one cafe stayed open during the crackdown.
We will never close, no matter what.
Is there some kind of curfew?
Not yet, but the police programmed the bots to shoot anyone who leaves his arrondissement after dark.
Never mind.
Ah, I think there he is. Now you'll see why I asked him to stick around as a spy.
Thought you could run off for a weekend in Paris without me, huh?
Call me nostalgic, but the nightlife seems to have lost its old charm.
Yes, but I didn't trust anyone else to deliver this warning. Not even Alex or Tom.
What happened at UNATCO?
They intercepted a message Alex sent to my home account. Instructions on how to find him in Hong Kong.
Oh dear.
I hope the message was encrypted.
I destroyed my key store. Tong is safe. But they've been tracking you with an AI program. They've sent Gunther to assassinate you in Paris.
Icarus.
However, you don't have to fight Gunther or any other mechanically augmented agent.
I'm prepared for a fight.
UNATCO never trusted its augmented agents. Any mech can be stopped in his tracks with a secret kill phrase.
Kill somethings were standard issue, I gather.
Gunther's is La Putin machine. Dug that out of the medical records before I left.
Laputin machine. Easy enough. Thanks for looking out for me. Staying at the agency and all.
Don't mention it.
This is the main reason to have Jamie Reyes remain as a spy, because while it is a bit risky for him, you do get the ultimate kill phrase to avoid having to fight with Gunther. Technically speaking, it's possible to run past him and escape Paris without fighting him, but it's very difficult.
He's our son. We can't have him murdering people from this Majestic 12.
He's not a child anymore.
This cult.
At least he has a position. He's safe.
Any organization with anonymous leadership.
They might control Europe for decades. Michel will have to survive somehow.
I would rather he die with the rest of us.
Joshua!
Ooh. Sounds like there's a lot of issues
I couldn't
here.
help overhearing about your son.
They have us, yes. Majestic 12. Whoever they are. When you have the use, you have everything.
Joshua, be careful. You don't know this man.
I will not hide under a rock.
You have nothing to fear. I would like to see the end of Majestic 12 as much as you would. I was just surprised to find a Parisian who has heard the name.
Well, my son, you know. I learned what I can about him.
What else have you found out?
You are one of the revolutionaries, huh? Maybe you can do something with this. Street Station 17 and Werewolf. From a card in his wallet. I think it is the logging for the guard shack up the street.
What about Michel? You'll get him killed.
He was the one who wanted to be a soldier.
Let's see here. Yeah, I've got more than enough ammo for this, so Alright, so the guard shack. All the MJ-12 troops there, I need to knock them out.
First and in your heart you are a father. How dare you let politics...
I am a Frenchman.
You have abandoned your own son.
Perhaps I want to take the metro to see my mother, yes? Should I forget mother and my own freedom to travel so that Michel can have a small salary?
These are difficult times, I don't deny it.
He and his new friends murdered the Loridans simply because the old man ran a journal. Next time, he will come to murder us.
Well, we all have to make our own choices. You probably noticed, but the politics stuff in this game kind of dried out after we left Hong Kong, and we're not near the end of the game yet, so... we've still got a ways to go, and that's what I meant when I said earlier that I wish the politics stuck with the game a bit longer. Just credit to... I do get it. I mean, the entire point is that Majestic 12 created the Grey Death to get the general public to lose faith in the local governments and instead put their trust in the corporations run by people like Walter Simons. And as such, they'd be able to control the world like that. At the same time, I do think that's one thing that the later Deus Ex games do make a bit better than this one. It asks these questions and they remain here. I mean, for example, Human Revolution has the question about transhumanism as a core part of the whole thing, which makes sense given it's about working with machines and nanobots. Well, less nanobots, that's more of this game, but augmentations to improve a person, their entire body, like that. Pretty crazy, pretty wild to think about, and it's great that they kept with it the whole time. Here, all that goes by the wayside about less than halfway through even, because we have to figure out the truth behind the Grey Death, the people trying to take over, all that sort of thing. And actually, I don't think it even brings up too much. I mean, it says here that, I mean, we did have to deal with early on the fact that Gunther and Gunther Herman and Navarre, or both Agent Navarre and Agent Gunther, also were pretty upset about the fact that they're pretty much obsolete in comparison to the nanobots. But that's as far as this game goes. While Human Revolution makes an active question throughout the entire thing, I mean, even near the end of the game, you still have to deal with the fact that there's a lot of discussion about the augmentations given to people like Adam Jensen, so yeah. While I do think each Deus Ex game has something that stands out that the others lack, so to speak. I will admit this game could have done a bit more with the question of the augmentation and making them public like that. But like I said, all of them have something that all the other games lack, so I really do think, at least as far as the main trilogy is concerned, they're all absolutely strong games on their own merits. And this one has stood the test of time despite being from the early 2000s, despite the obvious limitations of the engine and all that for so long.
That is what I know.
You've done enough. Go.
Bonjour, monsieur.
At the sound of your voice, 400 milliamps will discharge into Gunther's midbrain. Poof.
Ouch. Hopefully he doesn't suffer. At the very least, I'd rather it be an instant. Yeah, this is the big payoff for asking our buddy Ramis to help us. And like Tracer Tong said, we can break into the houses. The police here are ambivalent towards us unless we do some breaking in.
Travel restrictions. Consult the papers.
These areas look like they're really wide open, but in reality they're actually quite closed off. It just gives you an illusion of it being open. But like I mentioned before, sometimes the illusion of freedom for a game like this can be more important than actually having it, because when this game first came out, it was, well, you could see even from these character models that everyone has basically the same body shape, with just some slight model changes here and there. Even JC Denton and Paul have the basic male character. If I remember reading correctly, basically they all even have JC and Paul's cloak. They just have it hidden on anyone who's not them specifically. So they absolutely had to make the most of their limitations. But I can't sit here and say they didn't do a great job. But in spite of how ugly this game looks, for lack of a better term, it still is an incredible... Oh, wouldn't open my inventory. We're gonna have to turn on the light here. That was a bit of a problem. Please tell me this isn't from too far back.
At the sound of your voice, 400 milliamps
I
will
don't know
discharge
you.
into Gunther's
Leave me
nuclear.
alone.
Poof.
I couldn't help over here.
Davis, yes.
Joshua,
You are.
what a...
You are.
First and in your heart you are a...
That is what I know.
Well, if I take out the enemies of the guard station, I should be able to prevent too much from going down. Maybe their son will change his mind about his choices in life once he wakes up and finds out MJ-12 has been destroyed under his nose. Oh nice, I can see with this. Yeah, as you can see, the
Sonic!
I checked his eyes. This might be the one.
which ammo is it set to right now? The trank dart.
Visual. Unidentified. It's him. Terminating now. Stop 50 meters. Lockdown. Contact.
Why would a bakery need electron?
Still got movement. Target locked. Target locked.
He matches the description.
Still got movement. Locked on. He's not moving. Let's do a scan. Target locked. Target locked.
He is mine.
Contact. The sector's still alive. Contact. It's him.
Yeah, this is going to hell really quickly.
I wouldn't fully expect to get beat like
The
this.
sector's still alive. Must have been a glitch. Contact. I got contact. Not moving. Let's do a scan.
That was really weird.
Visual. Unidentified suspect. Attempting to reacquire. Target locked.
Oh, come on. I activated the healer.
Halt. Please give your ID. Target locked. on this one. Let's do a scan.
Damn it.
Running search pattern.
There is something about this one.
Oh, I didn't even see the cop there.
Strange augmentations. Can't see him. Check this out.
Suspecting something.
I can't see anything. Oh, come on. How did that...
Can't see him. Check his voice.
Poor fellow, the robots will annihilate him.
Attempting to reacquire.
He matches the description. Gun. Who is there? He matches the description.
Oh, come on. How did I miss?
I will inform Inspector Gabiri.
Son of a... How did that hit? There's no possible way that hit properly. Come on. I can't see shit.
This one has strange augmentations.
There's only 2 of these that are actually threatening, so I need to actually take them out.
Checking signs. Yes, here. Terminating now.
I hope we're not out of our depth here. He is mine.
That was more annoying than it should have been. Now we're gonna go ahead and save here since we finally got through that ordeal.
Scanning area.
Well, we took out the robot. Now we can travel through the streets of Paris much better.
Strange. I'm picking up infrared pulses. Why would a bakery need electronic security?
That's odd.
You found the club. The only one to stay open during martial law. They've hiked up the cover, but you will have to pay if you want to find out if Nicolette is inside.
I'm pretty sure I won't be able to afford that, given I spent all my money on darts.
A digital media store. Don't waste your money in those places. You can get anything you want for 2 credits on the black market in Asia.
Well, since the cops in this area are all taking a nice nap here, and I mean a real one, not like a dirt nap, I can do this just fine. Actually, I should probably go up here and act... Yeah, this should make it easier to see. Metropolitan. Oligarchy. I should be able to hack this for some extra cash, since as I just said, I'm a bit strapped for it. Here we are. Multi-tool, eh? Here we are. Let's go ahead and save here now that I've gotten a nice boost to the wallet. Oh, that's interesting. Bot kills 3. Ooh, an accidental. These were heading home to the lights last night when they were gunned down the street by a military bot that mistakenly identified them. Ooh, since the institution martial law in Paris, bots have regularly patrolled these areas with high-level criminal activity, armed with a visual database profiling thousands of wanted thieves, criminals, and drug dealers. It was awful. Witness at enfant terrible. A nearby cafe with a trail of the last cup of coffee. She's the witness to the shooting. The bot just kept shooting and shooting until all you could hear was an empty clicking sound. Then one of the soldiers ran at the control station, trying to shut it down, but nothing happened. Just kept clicking, trying to shoot again. Police prefect defended the practice. The news earlier today. Bots are programmed to only use lethal force for success. The rest. These deaths are tragedies to be mourned, and in no way compromise the effectiveness of the bots that keep Parisians safe. Well, like Tong said, if you want to do some breaking and entering, the police will get pretty pissed off. Oh, so this is where we got that last coffee. That's where I was, actually. Interesting. This is the club, so I'm gonna have to pay. I just got a nice boost to the wallet, so unless it's over 1,000 credits.
La Porte de l'Enfer. Resistant members aren't the only ones fond of the discreet staff and plentiful shadows. Watch your back.
$300 credits.
Here you go.
Here is a key. It will be valid for this evening only.
Sounds good to me.
We are forced to let anybody in because business is so slow.
I can lockpick apparently if I need to. Good to know. Nurse Dancer.
Busy night, huh?
Katarina.
Please, keep your weapons concealed.
Pretty lady, huh?
Hi, baby. What's your name?
JC.
Mysterious. Want to know my initials?
How about you tell me something about the people who come here?
Anything you like, cutie. 20 credits.
As much easy as it is to imagine there's plenty of people who would go for a nurse dancer, I get the sense that they used her largely because this means they could easily reuse that nurse model they made for the clinic at the start of the game.
Okay.
So, who do you want to find?
What can you tell me about Nicolette Duclair?
I see now. You are in love, you poor man. She has already given her heart to one of the revolutionaries.
I'm not in love. Could you tell me if she's here?
You have a look. He has a tough guy look, but you cannot compare to a real revolutionary. They have their own private society upstairs. You will be happier down here. Another 20 credits?
Sorry.
I love this place.
Where'd my vision booster go? Here it is. They're upstairs, she says. Well, before we do, let's explore a bit. I mean, there was plenty of stuff to find in the club in Hong Kong. Might as well find the club in Paris and see if it has anything good.
Chad's dead. No. The police are making a clean sweep through the catacombs. He can't hide.
Silhouette knows what to do in these situations.
I told him this would happen, but he would not let go of his Voltaire delusions.
Maybe he is a Voltaire. We don't know.
Was Voltaire.
I have some good news for both of you. Chad's alive.
You seen him? Where? Is he okay?
An American accent. What business do you have with Silhouette?
Suppose I have
my
to
business
throw
is
my
with
hands
the
up and see
terrorists
she's
who
right
control
there.
the French government. They're planning the same in my own country.
What would l'armée de terre want with America?
The French army had nothing to do with the coup. It was an international paramilitary group called Majestic 12.
Hey, what about Chad? How is he?
His hideout is secure. I'm looking for a friend of his named Nicolette Duclair. She can lead me to a powerful enemy of the conspirators.
Nicolette, oh yeah, she's here.
She does not want to be found.
You know her?
She realizes how foolish it is to antagonize the government and has gone into hiding.
My friend is right. Nicolette told us not to trust anyone.
That's fair. Like we told
Chad
Chad.
knows exactly what he is doing. He will be a great hero in French history.
A martyr maybe, not a philosophe.
He's quoted all over the world.
Slogans, antiques, no contract social.
Ideas take many forms.
He recycles the past. It is nothing special to be a reactionary who tries to revive the same old rhetoric.
As nice as it is to see them go through that kind of information stuff, it doesn't feel the same as the stuff in Hong Kong, I guess, when it comes to the
Hello,
waxing poetics.
tough guy.
Tough guy.
Talking to me?
You use bioelectric devices, yes? Manufacture steroids in your muscles?
Nothing as crude as that.
But yes, you would be interested in a bioelectric cell for 250 credits.
I'll take one, sure.
I'll take one.
You want more? Ask for me, Antoine.
We need as many people on our side who can get us those as we can get. Oh yeah, this is for if I'm caught on fire. I won't worry about healing tiny amounts at once.
Have a light?
I don't smoke.
What's your name?
I'm a little busy right now.
Hey, can I ask a favor? I'm out of money. Have any spare chits?
How does someone with no money get into a club with a 300 credit cover charge?
That's a good question.
My friends work here.
Then you must know all about the place.
Oh yes, I used to work in the office. I could tell you anything. How about 200 credits? I could give you the code to the safe room.
She could be trying to screw us over, but at the same time, whatever we find could be useful. But at the same time, money's...
It would be worth it. Trust me.
I know the bathroom is unisex, but just wait a minute, will you?
I'm guessing this is the way to sneak into the club if you don't want to pay, since as we saw, there's the... I guess JC's not very good at sleight of hand. Five points of healing is pretty good. I think if you go into medical, you can make that healing more worth it, but...
Political freedom is rhetoric?
A necessary deception of the industrial age.
A realization, rather, of the value of a human life.
Human life was valuable only in one sense. Suddenly, any person was a unit of labor in the factory system, roughly equivalent to all others, and was therefore a transferable resource.
It was the greatest age this planet has ever seen. The age of invention, of self-reliance, of the individual artist.
And transferable resources must be free to move about in response to market forces. That's freedom. Now that most people don't produce anything of value.
We're talking about the inherent worth of an individual, not economic utility.
Now that only a few people create wealth, the scientists, engineers, bankers, and so on, we require an arrangement of the few over the inert mass the rest of us have become.
A nation's government does not have to bow down beneath economic laws.
That is where we differ. I believe the evolution is always in that direction.
I kind of get where she's going with that. Like I said, it's a matter of corporate viewing on things. However, her argument only makes sense if the people that she says, the bankers, scientists, all that, if they actually are actually competent at their job, and the moment they aren't, and I remind you, there are only so many who actually are, or that entire argument goes out the window. What? The reason the corporation likes to stick with that as big ideas because in theory does make perfect sense. So they try to. So in other words, this is the way most corporates get run is more like an oligarchy. That is, where there's a king or royal family, where it's assumed that they're inherently superior, even if that is not actually the case. And yes, that is more of an oligarchy system. That's not true capitalism. What? Unfortunately, a lot of things are really nice in theory, but don't end up working out in... Oh. Well, I guess I'm being a bit harsh, I'll admit.
I'm looking for Nicolette Duclair.
So?
Do you know her?
I know her name. I know that her mother called her Angel.
You know her mother? It's a friend of her mother's I need to find.
Angel. That would make her a fallen angel now, wouldn't it? You must be after Everett.
Yeah, Morgan Everett. How did you guess?
She is...
What makes you think Nicolette would betray one of her mother's closest friends?
I helped her friends from Silhouette. Chad will vouch for me. I'm after the people who murdered her mother.
You are an assassin or something?
When necessary.
When necessary.
Go out behind the club. I will talk to Nicolette and perhaps she will meet you there.
I'm pretty sure that is Nicolette, but we have no way of knowing for sure until we meet, I suppose.
Everything is satisfactory, I trust. We remodeled the upstairs. You may have noticed. Many customers wanted quiet areas where they could talk.
I'd say this is a pretty good club. And believe me, we've been through quite a few bars and clubs. I'm sorry to get so political, but the game, to be fair, the game brought out there first. And I do like that it opens up discussions like these. by all means, feel free to disagree with me or find me making some weird opinions. That's the fun part about something open-ended like that discussion. The whole point is that people are going to argue about it all day long.
Clear the streets.
The government has restricted access to the metro. You'll have to get around on foot.
A bit disappointing.
Can I ask you a question?
If you want Renault, he's in the bar at the hostel.
Great. What would I want with Renault?
You aren't who he was going to hire. The professional thief?
I'm flattered.
I'm flattered. A professional thief. Well, I'm flattered. I'd love to be known as a gentleman thief.
She decided not to show?
I am Nicolette. I will help you simply to make trouble for Majestic 12. It's true, they killed my mother.
Do you know why?
She was an Illuminatus. The only people MJ12 has ever feared are the Illuminati.
Stanton Dowd said they had fallen from power.
How do you know Dowd?
I met him in New York.
A trusted friend of my mother's. Yes, the Illuminati are wiped out, but Paige still fears Morgan Everett.
Where do we find him?
One of my mother's many secrets. We'll have to look for clues at my family's chateau.
How does Everett threaten Bob Page?
Page was an Illuminatus. For him, intellect is the foundation of power, and that would make Everett his most dangerous rival.
But Everett's the one in hiding.
Both the Illuminati and MJ12 believe that the most intelligent or enlightened human being will inevitably gain power, ultimately seizing the eye in the pyramid and creating the world for everyone else. Kind of secularized version of natural law.
Page has a trained army to protect him.
He is still vulnerable. Much of his power comes from secret laboratories, meaning the right person could reverse engineer his whole power base.
Let's hope you're right, and that Everett is everything you say he is. Wait, but...
We don't have...
I'll be quick.
Alright, we're gonna have to save here.
50 meters. Lock down.
Oh, the other guy got killed with me. That's hilarious. I lost my legs doing that. That was too much to recover from.
Step 50 meters. Lock down.
Only 2 shots? Really? Come on, really? That thing was firing randomly. Almost. So close to getting them all. Oh, come on, it wouldn't let me open my inventory. For some reason, it keeps glitching out and not letting me open my inventory before opening the escape menu first. I'm not sure what is up with that. I mean, granted, I was probably gonna die anyway, because... I'm pretty sure Nicolette is marked as plot important, so she won't die. This really shows how little I have to work with. Little room, I mean. Oh, come on, why didn't it use that? I lost my legs.
It's here. Terminating now. The sector's still alive.
Damn it. I'm hitting too many buttons here without... That didn't go well at all. Oh wow, he blew himself up. on, no bioelectric cell. Hacking through here. Let's see if we can turn this thing off. A lamb, good. Unfortunately, there's no more enemies for you to call for backup.
Sorry, all full tonight.
Don't need a room, but maybe you can tell me about Silhouette.
No, I know nothing about that. Leave me alone. Not a good night to be on the street.
I wanted to explore Paris a bit. It's a nice place, but sadly you just don't spend much time here.
You must be Renault.
So?
I heard you're looking to hire a thief.
The baker at number 15 keeps Zyme. 100% pure. In one of the ovens.
I already busted into that place.
Same deal. 50 credits each vial.
Let me think about it.
Always honor your promises.
Oh yeah, he has a different line if you speak to him before hearing about the guy saying that he's in the market for a thief. Wish I could have gotten that on stream. Basically, yeah, JC asks how a beer is here, and he's all, great if you like that best. Never had tried. JC Denton has some pretty nice one-liners here and there. You can absolutely tell some of the influences for this game. No point messing around here too much, I suppose.
My advice, get a room and wait for morning.
Ooh, some healing. I can drink up the water in here. One at a time is a little inconvenient, but I guess it would turn too many heads if I were to just take the whole thing off and guzzle that.
Clear the streets.
These flats go for about 5,000. Almost as bad as Hong Kong.
Ready?
Let's go.
You trust the guy in the helicopter?
That's Jock. Don't worry, he hasn't let me down yet. Come on.
Let's hit it.
Ooh, sorry Gunther, but you were a little too slow, it seems.
I had not wanted to see this place again.
Why not?
I was afraid it would be like this. The same. Not a stone out of place.
You would rather that Majestic 12 had burned it down?
I would rather... No, let's go. Only in novels do places crumble to dust for no reason when their spirit is lost.
Your mother?
Lead the way. I no longer have a key. We must find my mother's secret computer room, where she did all her work, a place she kept hidden, even from me.
Alright, where's the entrance to the chateau here? I imagine it'll be a bit too simple if we could just go through the front door, so...
Crazy. I lost my virginity out here. I believe Mom was out conspiring to get me into La Sorbonne at the time.
So she invited boyfriends over.
That's not funny.
Sorry, I felt this would be the most expedient.
I'm pulling up the floor plan. An old summer home built during the Third Republic. It's been vacant since Miss Duclair's assassination. Hopefully these elegant rooms contain some clues about the Duclair family's involvement with the Illuminati.
My mom had that couch flown in from Portugal. Exactly the same as what she could have bought at La Samaritaine, except that it was once graced by the bottoms of a royal family.
I need to get a light in here, or at least something that can enhance my vision. I'll just use another one of these, I suppose. And drop this as well. Hey, I tried to avoid smashing the windows. I know the front was boarded up, but I didn't damage the front door.
A secret room in the upper part of the house would have been very difficult to conceal. Look for clues in Beth's room. I bet she had a quick way to get to the cellar.
Alright, images. Here we are, the Duclair household. Oh no. These are just the catacombs, and I probably should have consulted this before going in. Oh well. I don't want to break this while I have the house's owner right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and lockpick it. I doubt she'll mind. She herself said she lost the keys ages ago. Ooh, throwing knives.
My little prison for 18 years.
Oh, so this is her room. And the chocolate's still in here after all that time? Is this even edible? Apparently it is. 10 years since she was in here.
I wanted to be in the city, but I guess Mom thought it was easier to keep her activities secret in the country.
Well, that does make sense. I'm assuming that's a replica human skull and not a real one like what was in the catacombs. I guess I can try and use this. Oh, I guess not. Yeah, this isn't helping as much as I was hoping it would. I mean, it's helping a little, but... yeah, I'm better off just using my augmented vision. Not here. Yeah, the secret room must be in the basement, since if it's in the upper levels, it's very hard to hide.
I think my mother kept a room key behind a little vase up here.
I see it. Guess I should have checked it out before lockpicking. Oh well.
My mom's room. And look, her favorite painting. I can't believe the assassins didn't take it. Oh, the hours she would spend just sitting at that table and staring up at her priceless treasure.
Wow, these lights are not lighting up the house very much. That's the dumbwaiter. If that's her favorite painting, then yes. Here we are. Dear Nicolette, at some point it may become necessary for you to access my private records and perhaps do what you think is best given the circumstance of my absence. You must know how much I care for you, and if not, I've always done what might be considered right. And if I've not always done what might be considered right, I've always done what I thought would be best for you and the others I cared about. With a cold heart, it is a cold heart that does not have some regrets. Logins. That's all I can leave you. Everything else I've already given. I love you, my daughter. I'll trust you and will make me proud. I'm only sorry I'm not here to see it, Beth.
A good place to start would be my mom's bedroom, upstairs.
Yeah, I can't use that to see, unfortunately. Jacob's shadow. I guess I can see a bit with this chair, but dang, do I wish I had something. Hello. Yeah, these are not lighting up anything. Oh, I see, there's 2 exits from the room. Yeah, this chair is not very good at keeping my vision up. Medkit. Well, it never hurts to have a first aid kit in your house.
What are you looking for?
Icarus. Yeah, he looks and sounds menacing. Trying to avoid smashing too many things in the house, even though I'm sure I could. Dining room. garage. Reload. Weapon modification, reload.
The maid did all of the cooking, but Mom always picked out the wine. She was the only one with a key to the cellar.
Newspaper. Bob Page interview. And now France? Yes, France. In Europe has prospered for thousands of years. It would be foolish to ignore the economic and cultural opportunities that exist here.
Funny, you know, when I was a little girl, I used to play in the dumbwaiter that goes up to Mom's room. Amazing, I didn't break my neck.
Yeah, that's another way to get into the room if you can't find the... If you're not trained in lockpicks, you don't have any lockpicks, or you don't want to destroy the door. Or you can't find the key, I guess. Alright, but what about the turmoil that's afflicting much of the continent, the rise of radical splinter groups such as Silhouette? Intimidation through violence is always the last resort of the weak, and these groups are composed of nothing but frustrated, gullible individuals. We have a very effective security organization that will work with both local and national authorities to minimize whatever potential harm they represent. So you see yourself working closely with the government? Very closely. Here, as in, we're going to sleep with them. That's not weird, right? I believe throwing knives are pretty strong, but I'm trying to save them for later. Yeah, this is key to... Yeah, this is key to keeping my vision high.
The gentry keep their wine in a small cellar to preserve the flavor from heat and sunlight.
Yeah, when I went to Italy and went to a vineyard, it was actually rather impressive just how much will affect a wine's flavor. Not just things like sunlight, or what time of year they're from, or what year in general they're from, but even stuff you wouldn't expect, like what container they're held in. So I guess that actually makes sense when I say it out loud. A lockpick, nice. The supply crates are basically this game's version of treasure chests, I just realized.
My mother and I were no longer speaking at the time of her death.
Oops. Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, come on, I'm this far back. You know, I don't even get anything out of this, so we're just gonna go into the chateau immediately.
Ready? You...
Let's hit it.
And of course, Gunther was just a little too slow. Then again, I guess so was I, given I got crushed by the stone pillar there.
I had not want...
What? You...
Alright, well, at least the good news is we know which direction to go to first.
Crazy. I lost my virginity out here. I believe Mom was out conspiring to get me into La Sorbonne at the time. Stop moving around.
I'm pulling up the floor plan. An old summer home built during the Third Republic. It's been vacant since Miss Duclair's assassination. Hopefully these elegant rooms contain some clues about the Duclair family's involvement with the Illuminati.
Well, we need to get to the kitchen first, since we now know that there's a, well, I can drop. Since we now know there's a metal cube here, and this increases my vision.
The maid did all of the cooking, but Mom always picked out the wine. She was the only one with a key to the cellar. Funny, you know, when I was a little girl, I used to play in the dumbwaiter that goes up to Mom's room. Amazing I didn't break my neck.
I really should have saved earlier, though. To my credit, I didn't... This place doesn't have enemies right now, so... At least as far as I can tell. So I didn't expect to get killed.
A secret room in the upper part of the house would have been very difficult to conceal. Look for clues in Beth's room. I bet she had a quick way to get to the cellar.
I think my mother kept a room key behind a little vase up here. My mom's room. And look, her favorite painting. I can't believe the assassins didn't take it. Oh, the hours she would spend just sitting at that table and staring up at her priceless treasure.
That really isn't illuminating much, is it? Very good music here, although I think my favorite tracks in the game are still Unatco and VersaLife.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, Icarus absolutely freaked me out when I first played this game, and... Well, I guess he's supposed to, really. I mean... That appearance, that voice, he's clearly not to sound friendly. Medkit.
My little prison for 18 years. I wanted to be in the city, but I guess Mom thought it was easier to keep her activities secret in the country.
Free lockpick. And this still carries a rather amusing implications of this candy bar and our soda were here all these years, all this time. I guess we've got everything we needed.
I don't know if this will help, but I used to use that computer whenever I was at home. The last time was just before my mother was killed. The login is Nicolette. The password is Chad.
Here we are. Silhouette business. Nicolai, your aid in securing support for Silhouette's been invaluable. You've done much to help sustain the cause of freedom in the face of even more repression by our own government. However, I'm afraid I must ask you for your help again. The police have begun to raid the catacombs, and if we're to put in effective resistance, we must locate additional resources by whatever means necessary. I know your mother and her friends wish to remain anonymous, but any funds or material they can contribute would be of an enormous help. Even if they cannot, their continued goodwill is important to Beth, your help. They need help or they'll be slaughtered by the people who dread across the street like they own them. You've helped us once before, and it's meant so much to the cause. Please, Mother, I'm asking you to help us. You know so many who can. I'll do what I can, dear, but the situation's far more complicated than I think you may be aware of. My connections within Hague and the United Nations indicate the problem is not limited to France, and many parties are using the Grey Death as an excuse to exercise the control over the national governments. I have to consult with Morgan. We must be careful where we choose to allocate our resources. It's a very dangerous time for everyone, Nicolette, and your rotation with this organization could have serious consequences. I'm asking you to be careful. I could not stand if anything happened to you. In the meanwhile, I will do what I can. Interesting, so that's the Illuminati's closed system, I'd assume. There's a lot of things to explore in the chateau. Oopsie. Oh, this is the entrance. The main entrance, perhaps. We must have gone in the back way. Yeah, here's where we were a bit ago because I needed to grab this item. Oh, the dog might need out. Give me just one moment, please. Alright, there we go. I'll need to let them back in a few minutes, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, now we do need to go back to the we do need to go back to the cellar, and this time I need to be prepared. First of all, save.
In France, the gentry keep their wine in a small cellar to preserve the flavor from heat and sunlight.
There we are. I'll probably get drunk off all this wine pretty easily. It would heal me a little too. Oh, the dog needs back in. Give me just one moment, please. Alright, the dog should be set for the rest of the night. Alright, this time we don't get crushed by the rock. What do you say?
An old bunker built during World War II by the previous owner to hide Jewish families. The Duclairs acquired the property after the Nazis sent him to a camp in Germany. Strange. I'm picking up heavy-duty fiber optic activity down here.
What's this? A dungeon?
I can imagine why it would feel
My
that way.
mother would not have worked in this filth. There must be another room.
Yeah. There's a bunch of rooms in here, it seems.
Stop goofing around. Oh no.
She doesn't like me smashing up this stuff, but I'm afraid we don't have a choice. Light anti-tank weapon. I imagine that's useful for a number of things, but...
Oh Lord.
Sorry for smashing up your house a little, but we need to find... Here it is.
Some kind of giant routing station. Not on any telecom map I've ever seen. Petabytes of transmission. Beth Duclair's probably used it to analyze net traffic.
Oh my god.
I can't open my inventory. There we are.
I had no idea.
Weapon mod, accuracy. How's my health looking? Not as horrible as it once was, but I'm still in a lot of pain. Let's wait until we're less drunk, shall we? Alright, there we are. Now let's go ahead and save. I believe when you heal, it goes from top down, so the head and stuff gets priority, but the legs are lowest, so... Illuminati Information Systems. Transmit the meeting signal. Not yet. I want to explore this first. Ooh. A repair bot, eh? I think we can finally do this then. Yeah, these repair bots I think are a lot more valuable than the medic bots, because while the medic bots are extremely important to not dying horribly, you can convert bioelectric energy into health, but you cannot convert health into more support tools. Whatever this is, I want it. I can drop this, I don't need it. I'm just gonna bypass this if that's okay. I imagine it's on the computer that I could get it, but... Alright, augmentation canister, let's upgrade one of our augmentations here. This one's easily one of the most useful, and that's why, but this is also important because we're doing a melee build, and with this we're able to smash quite a few things, including stuff that might otherwise require a lock. That said, we are also taking heavy fire, so it's probably worth it to at least upgrade this one more time. Healing occurs at a moderately faster rate. This is really expensive, but it's kept us alive too many times to count. In fact, let's try it out now, see how it goes. 25 points per healing. That means only 4 of these completely heals a limb. Recharge me to 100, please. Thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and save. Time to send out the Morgan Everett meeting symbol. Transmit Morgan Everett's meeting signal. This will be our last message sent over the so-called Aquinas protocols. My old protege and MD-12 implement are crude but effective, much like my protege. Hey, all future meetings need to occur or face-to-face at a secure location. To expedite matters, I'll deliver you a tier sheet. I should need to point out that any attempt to tamper with the once installed resulted in being rendered useless.
A good place to start would be my mom's bedroom, upstairs.
Thanks, Nicolette, but we've already got everything.
So you found Beth's computer. We are destined to meet, perhaps. If you are truly our ally, you will help me access the MJ-12 computer network and complete the Grey Death vaccine. Find Nicolette. You will need her key in order to exit through the crypt. I will be directing you to a nearby cathedral.
What is it?
A transmission from Morgan Everett. He wants me to go out the back way through the crypt to a nearby cathedral.
The Cathedral of the Knights Templar?
He didn't say. I'm supposed to access the Majestic 12 computer network.
Yes, Majestic 12 controls the place now. They kill the Knights for their gold reserves. Everett must want you to sneak to that part of town through the sewers that connect to our property.
I thought the Templars vanished centuries ago.
They invented the modern banking system and were its directors, under one name or another, until Majestic 12 took over.
He said you had a key.
So they were still around even after all these years.
The crypt is in the maze behind the chateau. Listen to Everett. He is right to want to avenge the Templars. The Templars inherited the gold of the original French treasury, which was run by a Templar until the order was suppressed.
Poor rats. Keep accidentally running into them. Oh, security terminal. Off. Unlocked and open.
Just before the crackdown in 1307, the gold was secretly moved to a cathedral, where it has remained ever since.
I sure am paranoid. Then again, this game does have a habit of spawning enemies the moment I solve one puzzle. Still, this area was a nice breather, and it's a nice bit of pacing to have something action-filled like the streets of Paris. Yeah, you don't have to have clairvoyance to know what's coming up here. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Are there enemies outside? None that I can see, at least. I believe this is the hedge maze she was talking about. Or is that the front?
Mom and Everett used to sit out here sipping martinis and plotting to take over the world. That's how we all got in this mess.
Indeed. Alright, let's get ready.
Exit the Duclair estate through the crypt at the end of the maze. The system I need you to access is inside a cathedral that belonged to the Knights Templar until MG-12 slaughtered the Knights for the gold reserves.
I'm going to stay to go through some of my mother's things.
Okay, so this is where she leaves. Probably a good thing, because I don't trust the game to not cheekily spawn some enemies.
Look out, JC. I'm picking up heat signatures in the sewers. I think somebody's expecting you.
Sonics are spiking. I'll do a check. Locked on. Funny reading on this one.
What the hell?
Look out, JC. I'm picking up heat signatures in the sewers. I think somebody's expecting you.
Must have been a glitch. Oh, target locked. Come on. Funny reading on this one.
Pretty good music. Ooh, nice. I can turn off this augmentation and just use the box now. These guys aren't holding bioelectric cells, which is a little annoying. Funny it's a stone maze instead of a hedge maze, but then again, I guess they felt they needed an excuse for why I can't just say use a Gep gun to blast a hole through there, or even just the Dragon's Tooth sword, really. Here's the crypt. There's only 2 enemies here. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save right now since we've just gotten past the main hurdle.
Try to ignore the smell. This sewer connects to a street near the cathedral, not too far from here.
Oh, I guess I will be doing some swimming.
You're going the right way. I primarily need you to establish an uplink from the MJ12 network, but I also have uses for the gold. When you locate it, I will send someone to recover it. Prepare to receive a map of the cathedral.
Images. Map of the cathedral. I'm assuming this is where we are now. You know this is important because it's playing the main theme. Well, this is what we have lockpicking for. Obviously, there's ways past here if you don't want to go this way, but I do, so. And that's kind of the I should really play some of the older games like System Shock, but I believe those are a bit more rigid than Deus Ex, by which I mean you have to have a specific build to complete that game. So I'd have to use a bit more of a guide than going in without any help the first time. Oh my.
Target's here. It's him. Turn it.
Well, that's one enemy down. Possibly the toughest one here. Might as well save too, since I was able to slice and dice him. Oh darn, I can't go inside. That's a sniper, darn it. by glass, isn't it?
Who's there? Gotcha. He's down. Let's try to get an ID.
Excellent, with the alarm gone. I can turn this off now.
Target acquired.
Oh, it blew himself up. Come on, this has to... Please tell me this involves deactivating the,
He's still in the air. Over the head.
Dang it, I was actually close to beating that one. Oh dang, he blew up himself just to get me. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for this to pass then. Alright, good. It's now looking away, which means I can do this. Page Industries, eh? This explains why the security is so tight. Okay, I forgot to deactivate this one, but before I do... Alright, that was worth a try at least.
God! Oh! Oh!
I guess I should have expected that, huh? Alright, the augmentation's still active. Might as well break through this and take those guards out. It's a bit easier when I have the preemptive strike, after all.
Company. Aim for the head. Okay, drop it.
Yeah, he took out his buddy there. Dang it, I almost got them all there. Especially since one of them did the work for me. Oops.
Who the hell?
There we are. I guess they don't need this money anymore. Lockpicks to make up for the ones I spent. Ooh. I do believe this may be the terminal for the robot. Alright, let's go and hack this then. I guess mastering computers might be good if you're under duress like that, because I absolutely could have hacked everything before they all got here. Yep, there we are. Here we go. Public access terminal. Local sites. Cathedral de Pans. Though overshadowed by several larger and more well-known cathedrals, this 14th is the Cathedral de Pans in the 14th remains a historical custody and of interest. Curiosity of interest to scholars. Construction began in 1218 and completed before the end of the century, financed by the Templar Knights, an order of warrior monks as part of a similar network of churches, cathedrals, and forts for commanderies, as they were called, throughout Britain, Europe, and the Holy Lands. Some scholars believe the order did not disappear until 1311 with its dissolution, however, and that the Templar Knights continued to operate more or less in secret. But whatever the truth, the Payans fell into disrepair until recently purchased and renovated by a group of European investors in 1918 as a corporate retreat. While closed to the public, it remains a comforting presence.
I've got contact.
Pretty sure these are the only two here, so we should be safe for ballistic armors.
Keep going past the metro station. The cathedral is to the south. Transmitting a photograph.
There's the metro line. Well, still, it'll be good to go in here to see if there's anything I can obtain.
The metro will take you out of the way. Go back to the street. The cathedral is not much further.
There's still stuff here to check out, though. Ooh, and that is a restoration. Unfortunately, the only way to get into it's gonna have to piss off everyone here. That may not be worth it.
Travel advisories are in effect.
Can I go around, however? We'll just use some water here to restore our health a little bit. Not much, but it helps, I guess. I really don't need this.
Oh, I see now. Your friend is waiting by the tracks.
Do you know me?
More gangsters every day. You have weapons? I am selling weapon modification.
No thanks.
I should really be using the ballistic armor more, but then again, it doesn't last very long since I'm not spec'd into that.
You travel at your own risk tonight, monsieur. Make sure your travel documents are in order.
Sortie. Advancement bonus. Yeah, I do like how I get stuff just for exploring. Fortunately, there's not much down here, so... guess we'll just have to head back up.
Only a couple of trains are running.
That makes sense, given everything that's going on here. Well, that was a bit out of our way, but we did get some stuff out of it, I guess. There we are. Those commandos are really tough. I'm glad I can just take them out in one hit without having to worry too much. course, this does mean that they're just going to become more and more common as the game goes on, so... I should probably save, actually, just because I've been dying so much. Shoot him once, then run away. Oops. Oops, I fell off the bridge. How do I get back over there? Mildly frustrating. I only have oh, I'm only allowed to have 5 rounds of throwing knives, am I? How disappointing. Oh, what's this? Fish! Oh dear. Yeah, I should have activated the Aqua Lung upgrade at that time. When we took out both these guys.
MJ-12 has the cathedral locked down. If you can't get through one of the doors, you will have to find another way. I'm not sure where the computer system is located.
There we are. Oh, we managed to take out most of the threat on the outside. can't get through one of the doors, you'll have to find another way. I'm not sure where the computer system is located. Alright, there's no sniper MJ-12 members up there, which is good, because those sniper guys can absolutely end you if you're not paying attention. Four picks is a lot to go through. I only have 8. And there's plenty more where this came from. Of course, I could simply use a rocket to bust these open, but that's... First of all, that makes a lot of noise and draws enemy attention. And there is no stronger weapon than the Dragon's Tooth sword in the game, so if my strength isn't enough here, then that means I need to find another way. Alright, we're gonna save here. Because we are indeed, looks like we are indeed going to have to use our lockpicks here. Well, this is why I got this one level in the start of the game, because 25 is an awful lot compared to the basic 10. Because I'd need 9 lockpicks to go through this if I didn't get that one upgrade. Hello.
What do you want?
Know where I can find a computer terminal in this building?
You're in the wrong place. If I am to prepare breakfast for dozens of soldiers, then I must be left alone.
I don't work for the troops that took over the cathedral. You part of the original staff?
I've been the chef here for 8 years. Yes, the Templars were civilized. They paid me and they let me leave the compound.
I'm no friend of your new bosses. Maybe you can help me out.
Fine. These soldiers deserve to lose everything they've taken. Go up the 3 flights of stairs just outside the kitchen. Turn left, go down 2 flights, then look for the door with a keypad on the left. Sorry, I do not know the code.
What was that again?
I have helped you enough. I do not need a bullet in the head. Now go.
Well, that's fine. What he told me is already more than sufficient. A multi-tool. Yeah, I'm going to be using the multi-tools a lot, I have the feeling. Stun prod. Alright, we're going to have to take these guys out. Well, actually, I don't have to, but... Let's see if I can first.
I need to rest my feet.
You should go back to the barracks.
What are they thinking? 8 straight hours of walking around a vacant cathedral? What's the point of that?
They think he contacted Everett. He'll probably target the computer room.
We should just smash that thing to pieces and all get a good night's sleep.
Then there's the gold. The Illuminati are the only other organization that knows it exists.
Yeah, like they could move 40 tons of gold out of here without being seen. Right.
Now, all the same, we don't know what they have planned.
He runs away, and yet I feel he's not too bothered by what just happened. Directions of the computer terminal. From the kitchen, go up 3 flights of stairs, turn left.
They will kill me if I talk to anyone.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure they're dead first. Alright, so... that's a fire extinguisher. I don't need that, so... You said up 1 flight. 2 flights. 3. Turn left. And then go down 2 flights and then straight ahead to more stairs on the right. Then straight ahead. Oh, come on, really? Really? Oh, I see. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Left, down 1. Down 1, down 2, and I'm gonna have to save here because we are indeed right here.
Gotcha.
Alright, I need to... Augmentations, let me just activate this so I can actually see. Oops, I probably shouldn't have been so close there. Well, at least the explosion allows me to get all these items. 10 rounds of throwing knives, nice. Alright, MJ12 network. Off. There we are. MJ12 compromised individuals as the following have been rated an 80% or higher likelihood of being engaged in suspicious or ideologically counterproductive activity on the scale and or have scored at least 4 or 3 on the survey in the preceding months. All agents are encouraged to pursue soft campaigns of calculated defamation and resulting in reduced meme propaganda effectiveness prior to prejudicial termination. Termination, when necessary, should be staged to implicate the organization currently on. Please refer any questions to strategy. None of these seem like especially familiar names. Data Cube, 8 Adept, Order of the Night Sky. Earn trust with the key of the vault. Fountain of Wisdom. And... Alright, you will guard these with life and soul. Nano Key. Here we are. Health could definitely be a bit better, but... Not bad at all, if you ask me. Ah, here we are. This is the computer room, so let's see here. First of all, deactivate the augmentation here. 4, so let's check out that list here. Goals, notes, Adept 0022. Oh, I guess must be the other one. Let me check here. 1942. There we are. Alright, that's why I have the pepper car. I forgot I can do this. Here we are.
The gold. Wonderful. My people will take control when you move out. I believe you know Chad. I've given him control of an NSF platoon on loan to me from America.
Alright, conversation, skills. Organic. I guess I should have made myself invisible to computers. Alright, turn off this augmentation, but turn on this one. Turn on this one, but off this one.
This hoard dates back to when the Templars managed the French treasury for Philip the Fair. They moved it here from the Temple in Paris after the crackdown of 1307. The Nazis boxed it up for shipment to Berlin, but had to abandon the cathedral during the evacuation.
Oh, balls. I couldn't read a single thing like that, so let's, conversations. Here we are. This days back when the Templars managed the French treasury for Philip the Fair. They moved it to the temple in Paris after the crackdown of 1307. Let's see, boxed up for shipment to Berlin, but it had to abandon it during the evacuation. Okay, good. I think this is the security terminal for the computers here. Initializing the icebreaker. There we are. Scope. Alright, first things first. Scope. Zoom in and increases accuracy against distant targets. That should be good. Reload. On the rocket should be nice. Alright, let's use the, Ooh, rockets. Recharge me, please. Ambrosia storage container. I could definitely use the health augmentation real quick just to get this back here. It's not done recharging yet. access the terminal so we can complete the network to Templar computer system. Illuminati. Oh yeah, he led me to the to the gold that apparently everything's been here for. That means the vault, yeah, the fountain of wisdom. Oh, what's this? There's definitely something of value up there, but... Well, that vault is going to be quite good. Yeah, that's the exit. I don't want to go this way. That's the vault, and I need to go past it to find out where these guys went exactly. I don't have a choice. Here we are.
Yes, obey your new masters. Come to me.
He's waiting for us because he knows we've made contact. MJ12 is one step behind me the entire time, and it's an uncomfortably close step. Here we are.
I regret that only once we worked together. Now the game has changed.
Actually, has quite a few different
You came
lines
all the way to
depending on
Paris
how
to tell me that.
It is a simple message I am demonstrating. We know where you are going and what you intend.
And I know something about you.
You know you will be defeated.
As nice as it would be to try and negotiate with him, that doesn't work.
I know your UNATCO kill phrase. The Putin machine.
I am not a machine.
Sticks and stones.
Yeah, the other one is mostly if you think you can talk him out of it, or if you want to fight him normally. Fight him directly without having to use the kill phrase. He also has several different lines, depending on whether or not what exactly happens in the first mission. For example, my first time I meet him, when I first played the game, I actually didn't find him before I completed the mission, so he said, "You'll pay for leaving me to rot in that cell." Or if you tell him, if you do save him but tell him to stay behind, he'll say, "I hope now you realize you cannot take on the world alone." I like when they do little stuff like that. It's not a major thing, but it really helps a lot. No new messages. No more stuff from Walter Simons, it seems. We're gonna go and save here now that we took out one of the last remaining ones. Alright, time to hack. MJ12net. Establish system uplink. Anything new emails? No. Oh my, looks like our buddy's here.
We did certainly teach you how to fight, didn't we?
You're worried, Simons. We almost have a cure.
You have nothing. Even if Everett succeeds, you can't synthesize enough vaccine to stop an epidemic. You need a universal constructor, and don't think Page Industries is going to leave one lying around for you to use. Not after you blew up the one in Hong Kong.
I was never properly trained in its operation.
Laugh it up, Denton. Next time we won't use an old box of bolts like Gunter. The only reason I let him go to Paris is that I was sick of his moaning about Navarra and constant requests for a tune-up.
You sent him because you knew he would fight to the death.
He was the last of the mechs. Next time you will face someone of your own abilities.
Yeah, I guess he figured that he knew that Gunther would fight me to the death, and so he didn't really care. Either Gunther would win, and he could finally rest easy that I've been defeated, or I'll take out Gunther and he won't have to worry about me anymore. Or he won't have to at least he won't have to be bothered by Gunther. Alright, so we now know the last one is the ones who created the Universal Constructor was Page Industries.
I'm getting what I need. Good work. I will now consent to meet you in person. Go to the metro station nearby and await my instructions.
Sounds good. Alright, we're gonna save now. We've gone through this. Oh, damn it. We can shut this off, I guess. Oh, lovely. Well, I guess I got some useful items. So even if I have to leave the same way I came... Oh, the door closed behind me. I should turn off the eye augmentation for the moment. That's one way to get out of here. Nice how there's a little blue glow, but it doesn't give off enough light to be a flashlight. Target lost.
You're hearing the voice of a Majestic 12 AI. No need to be alarmed. For now, I can protect you and Daedalus for a day or so.
So he knows about Daedalus.
Your systems were very cooperative. Upload complete.
You were just a prototype, Denton. A prototype for me.
Keep going. Atonway is in the tube below.
The terrorism alert is still active.
I'd really like to go in there to get my augmentations recharged, but that's not going to be a thing that's happening. There must be another way in. Maybe there's a vent or something? I'm usually pretty good at
You
heading.
travel at your own risk tonight, monsieur.
It's out of water. Guess we need to save here.
Make sure your travel documents are in order.
I guess the robot seeing me is still a problem.
Make sure your travel documents are in order.
Okay, never mind. I can't break that glass, apparently.
Make sure your travel documents are in order.
Well, thank you, everyone, but I'm afraid I have a train to catch.
The terrorism alert is still active.
I'm pretty sure MJ12 is going to make sure that never goes down until, well, it's convenient for them, which is probably going to be never, if we're honest. Well, that's a bit of a... well, they know people are less likely to question something if they are under the impression it's a life and death situation, so it's beneficial to have it, I guess.
J.C. Denton, I will take you to Everett, but you will be forbidden to learn the way yourself.
That will be quite a trick.
You will not be armed in any way.
Do what you must.
Step a little closer. See, no inconvenience whatsoever.
Everett must be paranoid.
We all are. The Illuminati is getting a taste of its own medicine.
Has he made any progress on the Grey Death virus?
Your uplink provided the missing encryption key. He has been able to complete the work that Professor Tong began.
Oh, nice.
I must see him at once.
He is downstairs in the lab.
Alright, let's see here. First things first, we're going to go ahead and save. And I'm going to take a look around here real quick, since I don't have the thing with me. Yeah, he just teleported me in here somehow.
The Illuminati's objective is to govern the world. Do not be deceived.
Well, I mean, you act like that's not your goal, too.
You missed dinner, but help yourself to a snack. Do not to disturb Lucius De Beers.
The beer. Something to increase my vision. Some credits would be rather nice. Sadly, a pillow is not going to suffice here. Nano key. Ooh, medkit. Well, I guess now is a good time as any. Been going for 3.5 hours. I think now is a good time to take a break. For next time, that is. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I save my VODs for as long as Twitch allows, so if you ever need them, they'll be there. Or if you want to see some of my older VODs, there's a link to my YouTube, but in the, in my About page. Oh, if you're watching this while it's uploaded on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, see you next time.